Stop. Before you keep scrolling, I need you to hear something. The reason the poor stay poor and the rich keep getting richer has nothing to do with hard work, nothing to do with education, nothing to do with luck, timing, or who your parents were. I know that sounds wrong, because everything you were ever told points to those things. But here is what nobody talks about, what nobody teaches in school, what the wealthy figured out and the struggling never did. It all comes down to something that happens inside your mind, something invisible, something automatic, something that was installed in you before you were old enough to say no. Stay with me, because what I am about to show you changes the way you see money forever. Let me ask you something. Do you know people who work incredibly hard and have almost nothing to show for it? And do you know people who seem to work less, yet somehow keep accumulating more? That gap, that maddening, unfair-seeming gap. It is not what you think it is. For generations, we were told the formula was simple. Work hard, get a good education, save your money, retire comfortable. But look around. Millions of people followed that formula perfectly, and they are still one missed paycheck away from disaster. Meanwhile, the wealthiest people in history, Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford, Buffett, they were not necessarily the hardest workers in the room. They were not always the smartest people in the room. But they all shared something else entirely, something that had nothing to do with their bank account and everything to do with what happened inside their minds the moment money touched their hands. That something is what we are here to talk about today. Psychologists call it your money blueprint. Before you were 7 years old, you heard things about money. You watched how the adults around you handled it. You absorbed every argument, every worry, every "we can't afford that." And your brain, being the remarkable survival machine it is, wrote a program. That program now runs automatically. Every time money arrives, every time you make a financial decision, every time an opportunity appears in front of you, your blueprint is already deciding before you even think. If you grew up hearing money is scarce, your brain learned money leaves. Spend it before it goes. If you grew up seeing money cause conflict, your brain learned money is dangerous. Keep as little of it as possible. If you grew up hearing rich people are greedy, your brain learned wanting wealth is shameful. Stay small. These are not your beliefs. These are your programming. And here is what makes it so devastating. You do not know it is running. It just feels like reality. It just feels like how things are. It feels like this is just what happens to people like me. But it is not reality. It is a story, and stories can be rewritten. John D. Rockefeller was born into poverty. His father was a con man who abandoned the family. There was no inheritance, no connections, no safety net. But from the age of 16, something was different about how he treated money. He kept a ledger book. He called it Ledger A. Every single penny, earned, saved, given, not to track wealth, but to command money, to make money know it answers to him, not the other way around. Andrew Carnegie arrived in America as a penniless immigrant. He once said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." He did not cling to money. He circulated it. He understood something most people never grasp. Money is not a destination. It is a flow. And Warren Buffett, the greatest investor alive, still lives in the same house he bought in 1958, not because he cannot afford more, because his relationship with money was never about comfort. It was always about mastery. These are not stories of hard work. These are stories of a different operating system, a different set of invisible instructions, an abundance blueprint instead of a scarcity one. So, how do you rewrite the program? Rewire 1. Change your first question. Most people ask, "Can I afford this?" Wealthy thinkers ask, "How can I make this afford itself?" One question closes possibilities, the other opens them. Rewire 2. Make peace with money staying. Scarcity minds spend fast because unconsciously, they do not believe money is allowed to stay. Practice this. When money arrives, pause. Let it sit for 48 hours. Let your nervous system learn. Money is safe here. Rewire 3. Separate your worth from your wallet. You are not your net worth. The moment your identity lives inside your account balance, every financial loss becomes a personal destruction. The wealthy detach. They can lose $1 million and still wake up knowing exactly who they are. Rewire 4. Learn to see money as a seed, not a fruit. Most people eat every seed they receive. Wealthy minds plant at least a portion of every harvest, even 1%, even 5%. The amount matters less than the habit. Rewire 5. Get comfortable being uncomfortable with risk. Scarcity programming makes risk feel like death, but all wealth, without exception, requires calculated risk. You do not have to be reckless. You have to stop treating all uncertainty as danger. Here is the truth that changes everything. The rich do not get richer because the system favors them. The poor do not stay poor because the system is against them. Both things might be partially true, but neither one is the whole story. The whole story is this. Two people can stand in the exact same financial situation. One sees a trap. One sees a starting point. That difference, that single invisible difference in how the mind interprets money, determines almost everything that follows. You were given a blueprint before you could read. But you are not a child anymore. You can pick up the pen. You can rewrite the story. The question is not whether you have enough money. The question is, what does your mind believe you deserve? Save this video if it made something shift inside you, because your mind just heard something it needed, and it will not forget.